One thing I tell myself often is your commitment to the future must be stronger than your attachment to the past. And I think about this a lot is because I love to live in the past. I love to live in past relationships and friendships and think about what ifs. But the truth is that there's something about focusing on what could be than what already happened. You can't live in the past because it's already happened. You can grow from it and learn from it, but you have to be committed to the future that you are going to be, the future self that you are going to make, and what you are going to be able to do with what you already did.
It's a crazy thing when you realize that your goals and your dreams were just waiting on you to wake the fuck up. When you finally realize that you are the driver of the car that is driving towards what you want to achieve in life. When you truly wake up and realize this shit. When you realize that you are the one that decides when survival mode is over. When you are the one that decides that you're not up and coming anymore. You are. When you stop saying soon, next up, and use the words I am. When you truly embody that dream fucking person that you want to be and you realize that all you had to do was fucking embody them. That is a crazy ass realization. And that's what I'm going through right now. We let outside factors determine whether or not we already are that person we want to be. When in reality, that is a conversation you should be having in the fucking mirror. You want to be a high value woman who's on her boss bitch shit? That's your decision. That is your decision to wake up and start doing things that boss bitch woman does and feeling like you are her, proving to yourself that you are her. Fuck the external. To yourself that you are her. Don't be one of those people who are saying, oh, I'm going to prove everybody wrong next year in 2024. Fuck that. Prove yourself right. Tell yourself that you are ready. Tell yourself that I am her, I am him, I am them, they, whatever. Wake up and embody your dreams.
One thing I've learned about chasing a better life is you hit this middle point, this weird middle point where things get super hard. You start questioning yourself. You start doubting yourself, wondering if this is even what you're supposed to be doing. You know, you don't have the excitement of starting something new anymore. And you're also nowhere near the end. So we're in this weird middle area. Just know this middle area is where everyone usually quits. Think about that. That's what brings me through. That's what helps me show up still every day when it gets hard, is this is where everyone stops. A lot of people can't take being in the middle. Like I said, excitement's gone from the beginning. Motivation is gone. You're nowhere near the end. You're just, in the middle. And you got to choose to keep showing up. Regardless of results, because usually the results stop resulting. Motivation's gone. You're tired. You just want to go back to everything you was doing. But no, there is nothing back there. You spent your whole life there. Don't go back. Just stay right here. Keep enduring. Keep praying. Keep having faith. And we're going to get through. Because as long as we keep walking, putting one foot in front of the other, eventually we're going to reach our goal. Just keep going, y'all. I know it's hard. This is where you truly have to fall in love with the journey, with the hardships, with the adversities. There'll be highs, there'll be lows, but you just have to keep going. Keep enduring. And I promise you, eventually we're going to get there. As long as you keep going, we're going to get there. But if you stop, that's when it's over. Not failing and learning. When you stop, when you completely quit, that's when it's over. Just don't quit.
An object in motion stays in motion. An object in motion stays in motion. I am begging you, please do not give up. If for nothing else, I am a testimony. Look through my videos. This last 2 months, I've been saying an object in motion stays in motion. Do not give up. I've been encouraging you guys not to give up because it is me telling myself not to give up. I just had the most amazing deal offered to me. And it is just one of those things where I was so down earlier this year, where just not feeling so great about the prospects of things I wanted to happen, feeling like I'm working so hard, things aren't really moving. But then I had to tell myself, Will, if you stop, definitely nothing is gonna happen, right? Because this year we're chasing opportunities, and opportunities are there for gonna chase us back. So I had to keep telling myself an object in motion stays in motion. You might as well just keep going, even on days you don't want to. You cannot stop. If you stop, nothing is gonna happen. An object in motion stays in motion. It is the law of physics, and it is true in life with opportunities. opportunities. It is true with energy. It is true with everything. If you keep going, just keep going. Things are going to keep moving. You have to keep pushing. When it feels super hard, that's how you know you're getting somewhere. It's like when you're working out and shit is getting really tough. That's how you know the muscle is being built. That's how you know you're actually getting stronger. When object in motion stays in motion, do not give up. The offer I just received, cause like, oh my God, you don't understand. Like, I am so glad I didn't give up. I'm so glad. An object in motion stays in motion. Do not give up. You are seeing this because TikTok knows that you are about to give up. Do not give up. An object in motion stays in motion.
You have two choices: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. But at least with the pain of discipline, you get success out of it. But with the pain of regret, all you get is, oh, what if I would have done this? Oh, where would I have been if I started this 5 years ago? What could I be now? So hurt. Don't be afraid to hurt. But hurt in the form of discipline so you can at least get something out of it. Get something out of your pain. Be disciplined. Come on, Pookie. You got this. Clock it. Be disciplined. Go hurt and be disciplined so you can at least get success out of it.
Listen, I don't know who the fuck needs to hear this one today, but I don't think you truly understand how good your life is going to get when you just start doing the things that you know that you need to do in order to get yourself to that next level. Everybody massively overthinks this, and they keep themselves then stuck in this box, and they never get to where they want to be because they spend more time overthinking and thinking about doing it instead of actually doing it. Is it scary? Yeah, of course it is. It's fucking normal. But you want to know something that's actually scary? Looking back in 10 years from now and thinking about the person that you could have became if you just started doing the things that you know that you needed to be doing right now. Everybody massively overthinks this, but if you stopped overthinking everything and you just started taking so much fucking action in the direction you know that you want your life to go in, this is when things are going to get better than ever. And you have this idea that it has to be harder than it is because your programming is bad. And once you realize that all of this programming is nothing more than shit that you grew up with and shit that other people told you is true, but none of it's actually true, it's just limiting thoughts and beliefs, and you learn how to break through those things and become the best version of you, that's what your life is going to look like. But it starts with you being fucking brave.
You may not want to hear this, but the reason you don't know what you want is because you're not taking action. And the reason you're not taking action is because you're afraid of making the wrong choice. And you're afraid of making the wrong choice because you've bought into the idea that your purpose, your path in life is one particular thing. So now you believe that you have to get it right or you'll end up miserable. The irony, of course, is that this paralyzes you and prevents you from taking action, making you miserable. Because now you feel like you're wasting your potential and your life. And then you beat yourself up about it because now you feel like a failure. To break this cycle, you have to start taking more action. Because clarity follows action. And what's actually happening is that your discomfort of taking messy, imperfect action is disguising as indecision. I don't know what I want is usually code for I am too scared to allow myself to go after what I really want. And sometimes that fear and self-doubt can be so strong and create such an internal conflict that we literally feel like we just don't know what we want. When actually you do know, because otherwise you wouldn't be feeling so unfulfilled. Because that presupposes that there is a part in you that actually does know that you are meant to be doing something else.
I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this. Stop blaming your lack of success on consistency. Consistently scrolling that phone, you consistently snooze that alarm, you consistently put off going to the gym every day, you consistently lay in that bed. You know what consistency is, you're just pouring it into the wrong things. Why can't you consistently pour into yourself, consistently invest in yourself? Do you even really want it? Because if you did, you'd get up and do it. There are 3 different types of people in the world. The first are the dreamers. They talk a big game, but that's all it is. Talk. They want the success, the glow up, the transformation, but when it comes to putting in effort, they fold. They convince themselves they need motivation to move forward when really all they need is discipline. They watch other people win and wonder why it's not them, but they never actually change. The second kind are the doers. They get up, they try, they fail, they adjust, they show up even when they don't feel like it because they understand that repetition creates results. They know success isn't about waiting for the perfect time time or the right mood, because those things don't exist. They make moves despite the discomfort of it. And the last are the delusional winners. These are the ones who decide they're gonna win no matter what. Even when it looks impossible, even when they're exhausted, even when people doubt them, they don't hope things will work out. They move like it's already done. They don't need proof, they create it. And because of that mindset, they are literally always unstoppable. So which one are you? Are you the person who waits for life to happen to them, or are you the person who takes control? Because the truth is, you don't need another pep talk. You don't need another Sunday reset. You don't need a perfect morning routine or signs from the universe. You just need to decide. Success isn't about luck. It's not about talent. It's about where you choose to put your energy every single day. So stop saying that you're not consistent, because you are. You're just putting it in the wrong direction.
A moment of tough love as I hold your hand. Okay? Imperfect action is going to take you a lot farther than reading another book, listening to another podcast, scrolling social media for inspiration. You have to start applying. This is across the spectrum of issues, goals, ideas, dreams, whatever. It is important to collect information. And the whole point of collecting information is to know how you are going to apply it to your own life. That is why you feel stuck. That is why you feel stagnant, because you are not actually taking action. You have trapped yourself in the collection phase of information, and you got to get out of that by taking action. Imperfect action is going to take you so much farther than another podcast or another book. Do something.
Let me tell you something. You can most definitely change the narrative about yourself at any time. Like, you can literally stop in your tracks and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to go down that path anymore. You know, I don't want to be with this person anymore. I don't want to, like, engage in this activity anymore. I don't want to be in this environment anymore. I don't want to do any of it. Like, I don't know where people are getting this idea where they have to just like kind of trudge on through, you know, the sunk cost fallacy and whatnot. You know, oh, I've put so much into it. Oh, I've gone to school for this long. I can't change careers. Oh, I've been in this relationship for this long. I can't so give up now. Oh, I've been living with my parents for so long. I can't. Like, bitch, if you don't just turn yourself around and go down a different path, you will regret it, because time will just continue on whether you change paths or not. You do not have to continue on any sort of narrative about yourself. If it doesn't align with you anymore. Like, what?
Everything you want is on the other side of cringe. I saw this meme the other day and it just made me think about it. I think there's two parts to cringe. It's A, how it makes you feel. This sucks. It makes me feel like I suck. This is making me cringe. And then there's the imagination of what you think other people are saying. And sometimes they are. Sometimes they're saying, I can't believe they're trying to do that. Either it's making content, just learning a language, learning an instrument. It's all on the other side of embarrassment, whether it be personal or social. The only way to get good at something is to immerse yourself in it and be bad at it. That's how you're going to figure out how to be good. You know, when I first moved to Los Angeles to be an actor, I moved at the same time as another guy who never went to acting class. And he's still here in LA. And he's just kind of going, where's the work? I just don't get it. He never went to acting class, so he never found out that he was shit. I went to acting class, found out I was shit and got better. But he never went through the cringe. I went through the cringe, he didn't. The way in which you persist through the cringe will determine how successful you are at any given thing. If you're unwilling to go through the cringe, you will not get the results. People may be laughing about you today. They may be going, I can't believe they're trying so hard at this thing. But if you consistently stick at it for 2 years, I promise you will be laughing and they will not be.
Hi, pretty girl. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're someone who struggles with procrastination, I'm going to give you advice as a non-procrastinator that's really going to help you. You've convinced yourself that the difference between you and me is that one of us is productive while the other one is not. That's not true at all. The literal definition of procrastination means a delay in doing something. It does not define what that subject matter is. When I was in law school, I was someone who got straight A's. I did my work. I was always on top of it. And some of my other friends really struggled with that. And they would ask me, how is it that you don't procrastinate? How do you stay on top of things? And I would always say the same thing. I do procrastinate. I just procrastinate on different things. Like, for example, when I would go home after class, I would procrastinate when it came to watching my favorite shows, chilling, scrolling on my phone, doing all of the fun stuff, because I would focus on my work first. The only difference between you and I is what we choose to procrastinate on. So you don't need to let go of all of the procrastination habits. You just need to procrastinate on other things.
You know what's going to change your life? Evidence evidence. Just do things that you don't think you can do things that you've been procrastinating that you think are going to take a really long time. And when they don't take a long time, and when you end up being good at something, or when someone responds positively to you making small talk just so you can practice making conversation, write it down. Open a little journal entry in your iOS notes and be like, today I made small talk and this person responded positively. Today I complimented a stranger and it really made their day. Today I finally put away my laundry that I've been procrastinating for 11 days and it only took me 21 minutes. Keep writing down the proof that your procrastination is lying to you, that your own self-image is outdated, that your subconscious is running on old operating software. And once you write all that evidence, your mind has no choice but to update the subconscious software and start seeing reality in alignment with your new self-image. But the new self-image can only become true when you actually try to align your reality with a new self-image and then document when it goes well. If anything goes wrong, don't freak out. Don't blame yourself. Just know that that's part of the journey to getting to the new you, but it starts with evidence.
Sometimes we just gotta take life one step at a time, especially when we're just getting into something new. Most of us are so quick to run when we don't even know how to walk yet. It's perfectly okay to take your time. And I'm not making this video trying to baby people either, because stress is extremely important for growth. Obviously not an overbearing amount of stress, right? But think about it. If you were never stressed, would you even want to grow from the space that you're in? Probably not, because you'd be too comfortable. Success comes with consistency and obviously experience. So stay focused on what you're going after. And remember, taking one step forward is better than taking a huge leap up front and falling over. My name is Johnny. I'm currently studying transpersonal psychology and life coaching, so follow me for more insightful life coaching content.
What are you so embarrassed of? Do you think any of these people in here care that I'm making a TikTok right now? No, and if they did, what's the worst thing they're gonna do? Laugh at me, talk about me? Oh no. More laughing, more talking. Do whatever you want. Start making the content if you want to make content. Do embarrassing things. Laugh in public. Have fun. What is going to happen? What's going to happen? Who's paying me mine right now? And if they are, what's going to happen? Love you.
The lonely chapter is the entry fee that you have to pay to get to the next level of your life. There is no way around it. If you want to get to the next level, you are going to have to say goodbye, say no, say I deserve better, say this is not in alignment with me anymore. And that means you might have to be alone for a little bit. It doesn't mean you're lonely. It just means that you have to have some separation in your life. You might have to have a season of loneliness to create space for newness. That doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision or that you're not doing the things that are moving you forward. This is a part of the process, okay? It is the entry fee.
You need to update your life similar to how you update your phone. What happens when you wait too long to update your phone? It starts lagging, the apps aren't working correctly, everybody's phone is working better than yours. Think about life the same way. I want you to ask yourself, when is the last time I've updated my resume, my friend group, even my underwear drawer? So many people are wondering why it's hard for them to change in life, and I think it's because you're trying to add 2025 apps to 2020 software. You are trying to make more money, but your resume looks exactly the same as it did when you start making that money that you making now. And until you do this consistently, I feel like your life isn't going to change consistently and progress consistently. Because when it comes to our phones, when your phone starts acting up and not working correctly, what's the first thing we say? Oh, I probably need to update it, or I need to get an update. But we never think about that when it comes to life. And I would recommend to figure out the major constants in your life: where you live, where you work, how much money you making, who you live around. Live around and hang around too. And then I want you to write down literally, so you can see it visually, how long you've been doing that thing for the same amount of time. Like, how long have you been struggling with this thing? How long have you been dealing with this thing? Because it's often an out of sight, out of mind thing. We don't even realize we've been struggling for so long because it's just become normal to us. We don't realize that we've needed an update for so long because we've become so normalized to our phones lagging. We've become so normalized to the apps not working correctly. And we've just become so normalized to the struggle. But that's definitely what I would recommend. Like, every quarter, every year, every so often, do a check-in with yourself and literally write down how long have these constants been going on. And then that's when you have the next questions of, okay, what are the ones that I want to focus on, and what are the necessary steps to update? Like, do you need to go back to school? Do you need to take a course doing something? Do you need to move somewhere, travel somewhere? Like, I don't know. I just feel like in areas in your life where you aren't happy in, The question should be, how can I update this area? Because that's what you need to update to get to the goal. You cannot get to goals. You can't start making more money. You can't start having a better life, better experiences until you get new software.
For the next 30 days, I need you to be as delusional as possible. When I say delusional, I'm saying you need to be so confident, so optimistic, so unrealistic with everything you are going to be doing in the next 30 days that you have to lie to yourself, if that's what it takes. I don't care if it's starting a business. I don't care if it's promoting your brand. I don't care if it's dropping music. I don't care if it's content. I don't care if it's that girl you're trying to move to that you've had your eye on for time. I don't care if it's a guy that you've been trying to impress. Everything you do for the next 30 days, you need to move into it like you are the greatest. You see, the issue with a lot of us is that our mindsets are not radical enough. We're too sensible, we're too humble, we're too chill, we're too, let's see how it's gonna go, trying to be reasonable. No, sometimes that holds you back. Start to tell yourself, I am the one that is going to blow. I am the one that is going to achieve what nobody else has achieved. I am the one that's going to make it out. I am the one that people are going to gravitate towards. I don't care if the economy is dead. I don't care if the market is saturated. I don't care if my friends don't support me. I don't care if I'm getting 100 views right now. I don't care if there's other people in the lane that people prefer. I am going to make it because I am the coldest. Yes, I know some of you are going to struggle to tell yourself these things, but it gets to a point where you have to lie to yourself. You have to believe in such a terrible, dire landscape, you are going to be the one that makes it. Let's get it, man. Time for us to have a delusional April.